I had yesterday, I had a parent was here with their kid, and they went out together. They just were tempted. They hadn't seen each other in a while, and they went off campus and had like an amazing time. So the parent sent me a text. I'm like, so sorry. I was like hanging with my kid. I missed the speech. I missed the drasha. I feel so bad. I was thinking to myself, like you miss somebody pay lip service that a mother and a son, a father and a son should hang together and enjoy each other and be close together. You missed hearing it. You were doing it. I was thinking to myself, the halacha is that you mevatel Talmud Torah for asiyah. You mevatel for mitzvah she'er shalasai decherem. You mechuyev to stop learning and do the mitzvah, because we're learning about doing it. So it like struck me as funny, the text of I'm so sorry I missed the speech. I said you missed the speech saying to do what you were doing. So you did what the speech was. If you came to the speech and didn't do it, you missed the speech. You would more miss the speech being there, not hanging with your son. And I thought it was just a beautiful, beautiful day. The parents and children hanging out, being together, going to shiurim together. It brings up a lot by a lot of people. There was last night conversations to the wee hour of the morning by all different people, by kids whose parents were there and have a close relationship. It brought up an ava and a comfortability. By people who have a complicated relationship, it brought up complicated feelings. By parents that weren't there, that were there, that were asked not to be there, and all different versions. I wish I told my parents to yes come. I wish I told them not to come, and all different feelings that have to be dealt with, that a person has to deal with. Respecting our parents is chamurais, and the journey towards it is all part of the mitzvah. We get so shallow, we lose sight of things. The journey to work through the things that bother us is all part of the mitzvah. We get so, Hashem said, we go to speeches and we feel all guilt. We hear a speech, be mechabed your parents, and we sit there feeling guilty. It's probably like the worst speeches are on kibbud aveim. Because is there anybody who doesn't have complication in that relationship? So then we just feel like garbage. You're not allowed to talk about it. Like to talk ever about kibbud aveim, you have to like ask. I've been asked in yeshiva, talk kibbud aveim. Like, do you hap? He's sitting there, this one's sitting there, that one's. So we're all missing a basic emunah. We think we have a mitzvah of kabbalas avicha v'asimecha. It's chamurais. The Yerushalmi says it's one of the most chamurais. The mitzvah kalis mitzvah is one of the most important mitzvahs in the Torah of kibbud aveim. It's this week's parashas with Esav was outstanding kibbud aveim. The sugya of kibbud aveim. If you talk about the sugya, you chap, he's in the room, understand. So we think we have this mitzvah, and I have all these blockages. So then the mitzvah includes working through the blockages. Somebody once asked a guy in the yeshiva, why do you guys in Waterbury work so much time working your pneumius, trying to be healthy, trying to resolve? Life is too short. Just do mitzvahs. Just like God, be a warrior. What do you figure out so much? What are you so into? And the basic answer to the question is I'd rather do one good deed for 10 seconds my whole life, that's to the essence of my being, than a million good deeds that I'm disconnected to. That's the short answer to the question. But I want to say, if the Torah says kabbalas savich v'asimecha, and we have many blockages, so then you're mitzvah midaraisa to work through your blockages. It's a chiyuv daraisa. Hashem wasn't like emunah. Hashem gave us with all our challenges and everything that stands in the way. Then there's like this pasuk, as if like Hashem didn't know me. Hashem says, respect your parents, your father and your mother. Oh, goodness. So I think like, okay, Hashem's talking to me. The Torah was only written for me, only me, only you. And God told you something. So he didn't chap all the blockages, all the difficulties. He's talking to you about, and so there's a path through all my working on and resolving and figuring out and working through till I get to the relationship. All that internal work is a mitzvah daraisa. That's the whole Torah is this way. We become so external. We forget Rahman al-Liba. Hashem was talking to the whole process. So all the therapies, every guy is in therapist, is part of the mitzvah daraisa of kavod esavich v'asimecha, mitzvah daraisa. Chamura is from the strictest mitzvahs in the Torah, and somebody neglects it and just walks around with resentments and pain and doesn't solve it. It's over. He's over the chamura. He's not stelling to a basic of Yiddishkeit. He's ignoring a base. I don't think it's a great idea. I believe in Hashem and I believe in His Torah. And the Torah says, Kabid, Iker Kavod is b'mayach. The Chai Adam was a mechutanim with the Gra. From the great Paiskim, the Chai Adam, I believe the Gra's grandson married the Chai Adam's daughter. We say mechutanim. Normally, mechutanim means when two people's kids married each other. We use the term loosely. I think it was the Gra's granddaughter married the Chai Adam's son. You have to ask Rav Ezi. Rav Ezi's not here. He'll come in the middle, like he'll tell us how the Chai. It was one of their grandchildren married the other's child. So the Chai Adam's connected to the Gra, the great Chai Adam, one of the great Paiskim. He says the Iker of Kibbud Avim, and he quotes this from Kadmainim, is b'machshava. Whenever we speak about respect, we are not talking what you say, it's what you think. Iker Kavod is b'machshava, it's what you think. And the Iker Chiv of Kibbud Avim is to think in your mind that your parents are nechbadei aretz, from the most important people and the most respectable people in the world. That's Kibbud Avim, to think that. Whoa. So you know how much inner work needs for that? We're going to talk a little about the inner work for that. There's a sugya to get there. There's a lot of blockages, and if the Torah says to get anywhere, it means it's in me. Doesn't mean to be from, okay, they're the best people. No, it means it's in me. In me already exists that my parents are the Iker of the world. If you go around to any yeshiva k'tana in the entire world, and even I dare say any public school, every little kid thinks as far as the strongest guy in the world, the best and the biggest and best. My dad's stronger than yours. That's amazingly cool. That's very natural for a person. There's a truth to it. There's a truth that every kid's father is the strongest in the world. You know why? Because his strength matters to you. If you have strength that matters to me and you have strength and relevant to me, so this strength is stronger than that strength, because that strength's not shaykh to me. It's the same as beauty. Every person's wife's the prettiest in the world. Of course, it's pasha like that. It's the only prettiness that matters. So there's yesh dvarim begad, that a person's parents are nechbadei aretz. Any person who has healthy self-esteem, if he doesn't, he should go to therapy and get help, work through. Healthy self-esteem, your parents are the most important people in the world, because they gave birth to you. And in your world, you're big in your world, hello, and your parents brought you to your world. So the nechbadei aretz is a healthy, robust sense of the importance of my parents that brought me here. That brought me here. They're huge by me. So when the Chayam describes Iker Kavod as b'machshava, so I have no choice but to work out my stuff. See, it's such a shame, that Chayam. It's so frustrating. That person who said to the Bachar, why do you work out all your stuff? Just function. What do you have to resolve and heal and be healthy? Like Mechatesi. It's a short existence. It would be so cool. I just have to keep what the Torah says. So I want to keep what the Torah says. That's what this guy told us. He said, what are you resolving? Just keep the Torah. Okay, so I come, hold in your mind that your parents are the most special people, nechbadei aretz, they're from the most special people on planet Earth. You know how much resolving you need to get? You know how much innocence you have to reacquire? You have to become third grade. You have to get, without doing inner child work, really? You're going to get there? You have to heal and resolve and work out and in the healthiest ways get to deep places, to self-acceptance, accepting my own parents, my own journey, my own story, accepting the imperfections that bumped into me. There's like work galore to get there. Shucks. So just for the mitzvah of Kabid Esavich V'Asimecha. Now, if you don't want to keep the Torah, if you don't know that Chai Adam, that the Iker Kavod is b'machshava, so you want to pretend it, okay. The problem is that we really want to keep the Torah. Kabid Esavich V'Asimecha. It's chamurais. So we really want to respect and have a relationship and be connected to and appreciate. So then we have a long journey to get to that place. A journey of healing, a journey of resolving, a journey of deep understandings that can get us to that place. The Rambam, I always quote the Rambam that Rebbeim have a chiyuv to be mechabed their talmidim. It's a Rambam, it's halacha, it's psak, perikei halach yud gimel. Doesn't mean you don't say mean things. It means you have no shaykhis to teaching people if you're not impressed by them in here. B'machshava. If you're not like, whoa. If you don't respect people you teach, you're no shaykhis. Rev Hirsch called this the bedrock of education. He said that the basis of all teaching, he said for parents and rebbeim, is you respect the person in front of you. He said there's no chinuch. You can't avoid it. Okay, I don't have that, but no. It's a non-starter. If you don't respect the machshava, up here, if you don't respect somebody, you can't teach them. A guy called me, I told the guys the story. A guy called me one summer. He said, I have a group of bums I'm teaching. How can I teach them? I said, you can't. That's and nothing further. If he has to first accept himself. To see people like that is such a deep not understanding of self. See, the work, he's not hopeless, the guy. This yid could accept himself. He has a lot of problems well before he looks at guys. I'm not giving up on the Rebbe. The guys are not hopeless. The Rebbe has much more work than the guys in such much. He just doesn't know his own soul. If he knew his own soul, he'd be impressed with their soul. A soul, people recognize, takes one to know one. If he knew his own soul, he'd be nishtaimim. He's a guy probably who functions a lot, that God made something lousy, we're all tin cans, and if I do enough good, maybe I'll be okay. So he's like that. They don't do enough good to be okay. So he hates himself, hates them, and he just does a little more to his tin can than they do to their tin can. When he finds his own soul, he'll see he's surrounded by souls, he'll be impressed with them, then he can teach Torah. Rav Hirsch calls it the bedrock of education, that this is the base of education, is to have covered the people you're teaching, to be mechabed. Mechabed is not what you say to somebody, it's what you see. When you look around, you see. If you see and you understand, then okay, together we could get places. So covered is b'machshava, and when it says to be mechabed our parents, it means b'machshava. Now we tap in a lot when we speak about kibbud aveim, and that's why I didn't want to talk about it before the parents came. Because I'm not talking about external things. Guys, clean up the campus. Yeah, I want the external action. Our parents come, and I'm going to say it now, we should dress up in Big Day Shabbos. We should all go to the mikveh, the whole yeshiva, but that's where we should be at. Everybody should run to a mikveh. You should wear Big Day Shabbos. They're our parents. They gave us life. Being honest, they love us more than anybody in the world. That has to be real to us. Your parents love you more than anybody in the world. If something happened to you, the one who would care the most, that has to matter. Now, does that mean they didn't make mistakes? They're human. But they brought you to this world, care about you more than anybody else in the world, would do the most for your success. That has to matter. The truth has to matter. Now, we have blockages and stuff. But kibbud aveim, and we want to get to madregas. We read a chazal that Esav would wear special begadim to serve Yitzchak Avinu. And Rishon Gamliel is the shtaimim from his kibbud aveim. There's tremendous things to that. To serve his father, he was born for it. When it says Esav would wear special begadim, this wasn't an external thing. What does somebody wear Big Day Shabbos for? They have a deep. Why do we dress in Big Day Shabbos? Big Day begadim, beautiful begadim for Shabbos. Because I was born for this day. So I dress up. I want this. I love a beautiful Shabbos table. I love it. The guys here, please. As you're eating, don't knock. This irks me. Whenever I see a soda bottle face down on the table, throw it. It's a Shabbos table. Keep it pretty. I don't like the soda bottles down on the Shabbos table. In my house or in yeshiva, I take them and I throw them out. A Shabbos table is supposed to look beautiful. One day your own table should look stunning. I love that scene when you're walking on a Friday night. It's just set up beautifully. A Shabbos table should make you lose your breath. Because the physical should express a big day. Shabbos, it's a very big day. It should be fancy, beautiful. Don't just have any wine. David, in your home one day, the best bottle of wine that you could find on planet Earth. It should also look good too. It should mamish be a good-looking bottle, delicious, expensive. Spend a lot of money on it. Shabbos Kodesh. The physical should reflect. So we wear big day Shabbos because we want the physical to reflect. Our souls are like, feel it on Shabbos. Guys in yeshiva have anxiety on Shabbos. A lot of people. There's a very gashmiistic reason in a house. If there's fighting in the house, so then built into the day, and Shabbos, many people are home, so you could give very technical reasons. Many people are home Shabbos in homes where there's not such shalom, so then Shabbos is the most fighting. These are technical reasons. They're much deeper spiritual reasons. The real reason is that the soul, whenever there's a dissonance, a separation from our essence to our behavior, there's complications and anxiety. And on Shabbos, there's something going on that day. There's something happening. You could feel it. The soul's like shuckles, like something's here. Now, when our physical and our chitzonis pnimis are out of touch, that's very complicated. So we have nice I like when guys start with Shabbos enjoying friends. I ask guys their Shabbos. I want to hear you schmoozing with this friend, eating kogel and cholent and kishka, just enjoying so because his body and his soul are much more aligned, and then he senses, then he gets in touch with deeper things, very, very deep things. The soul is comfortable. There's access to Hashem. There's access to Ruchnius. It's a deep day. So we wear Big Day Shabbos to express that. When it says Esav wore begadim to serve his parents, we become so superficial. It wasn't like a trick to feel it. Esav said, I'm born to serve my father. He felt it. The begadim were an expression of the pnimius. I know chitzonis meres hapnimius, but by the way, when you feel the pnimius, that's what you do in the chitzonis. The Torah is not speaking about tricks. The Torah says that Esav was a mechabed aviv and more special begadim means that he sensed in kibbut avim, I'm born for this. He put on special begadim. It was like his whole essence felt connected and felt right. I'm serving my parents. It's right. When I saw yesterday certain kids hanging with their parents, it just looks beautiful. It just looks delightful. It looks wonderful. It looks right. It's delightful. Yisrael his mother flew in from Miami. They spent time with his mama. They were schmoozing too close, and he was excited to see his mama. That's right. That's right. Somebody's connecting to the one who brought him to the ones who brought him to the world. I was very, very happy. It wasn't I didn't know I didn't express it properly. It's hard to be myself in front of a big crowd. It meant a lot. Zevi Gutman's parents came. His mom is not well. And she made a big trip to come, and he sat with his parents. And just being with his parents, it's just right. That's right. That's a big moment. You dress up for that moment because it's big. And you physically express that which is spiritually true. That's the best possibility. We have a possibility on this funny earth to connect to true things. So of course you dress up, you dress in begadim for that, you bring out trumpets, we play music. That's what we do in yeshiva. I want to stop, so I'm happy what Chaim and Shlomo did for us to set. There wasn't cute, there wasn't trying to be, it's good PR, they're wealthy people, maybe the yeshiva get rich, the yeshiva should get rich. I want the yeshiva to make tons of money. We should have money, but there's another sugya, the yeshiva should have parnasa and everybody should donate to the yeshiva. Wonderful. But I'm talking when Zevi Gutman's parents made a difficult journey to yeshiva, and his mother came out and was with her son, and her son was with... Zevi hugged his mama yesterday and gave a big hug that his mama was here. We're born for that. That's big moments. There's one of the Hasidus, I forgot which one. One of the Hasidus is, maybe guys here will know, the Rebbe every Erev Shabbos goes up to the Ezras Nashim and gives a kush to his mama's hands, and the chassidim wait downstairs, and they're singing, and it's big moments. We're born for that. Those are important moments in this world. They're deep, deep moments we're created for. They're deep moments of godliness is expressed. Gratitude, understanding our creators, understanding our past, knowing our own value and preciousness. There's so much lies in that. I am special. You need a lot of work for that. Recognizing your existence is the whole world was created for your existence. Who caused your existence? All of that lies in Kibbut Avim. Some of you tell a youngster, people hear a shmooze, Kibbut Avim, the guy feels all broken and guilty. No, there's a journey to this. See, he needs a lot of work till he knows. There's no Kibbut Avim till you know you're like, the whole world was just created for you. There's no start to Kibbut Avim. Like, don't talk to like, Kibbut Avim, what's what you guys disrespecting? There's no start to it. Till you work and you chap, the whole world was created for you. I don't know. So the start of the guy, so instead of like guilt and stress to learn a sugya of Kibbut Avim, begin a process of knowing first what the whole world was created for you. So that's a process. I hope people in yeshiva learn it because we try to understand it ourselves. And you're surrounded by people who feel that way about ourselves and about you, that you're the purpose of the whole world. And a human being matters, and the dignity and importance of a human being expressing godliness, the importance of that. And then he taps into gratitude to the ones who brought him here. He's worked out and resolved his frustrations. He's removed blockages. And they're blockages. We don't acquire things. We dig in and touch things. To me, yesterday, to experience Zevi Gutman's, the whole yeshiva, people ask themselves, what did we see yesterday? We experienced, Maishi described real things, organic things. We experienced, Zevi Gutman's parents came to yeshiva. His mother got in the car. It's very, very hard for her to travel. I was shocked. I asked Zevi, were you as shocked as me? We were shocked. Parents even asked, what happened yesterday? What happened was his son was with his parents. Zevi Gutman's mom came. That's what happened yesterday. Zevi hugged his mother yesterday. That's what happened yesterday. That's electric. That's magical. That's what a yeshiva is. That's what Torah is. That's what Ruchnius is. That Zevi Gutman looked at his mother. His mother said, I want to be with my son. I want to see him. I want to see him on his turf. Is this her first time here, Zevi? Yeah. So what happened yesterday? Zevi Gutman's mom came to yeshiva. So I said, what was yesterday about? Was there a big speech? Or the speaker was out to lunch. It was too much going on. It's horrible. What happened? The singing was beautiful. But what happened yesterday? Zevi Gutman's mom came to yeshiva. the tapping in, and he tapped in. He tapped into that moment. All his kesher to Rabbi Russ, all of Zevi's kesher to Shmuel Weiss, all of his steiging, and he's steiging. And it's a journey, it's a process. All of that Torah, all of that crying, all of those conversations were to lead one moment. He was present when his mother came. That was a display of kibbutz, and gave a hug to his mommy, welcomed in his mother. That kibbutz avim, I made the yeshiva for that. The yeshiva, all the work of years of the yeshiva's kedai, Zevi Gutman welcomed his mom to yeshiva, and her mother was Maisa Nefesh to come to see her son in yeshiva. That's the yeshiva. That's the yeshiva. What was yesterday? That was yesterday. If people ask, it was like so happy. It was magical. Of course, that's magical. A ben mechabit aviv. That's chamurais. That's Yiddishkeit. That's the entirety of Yiddishkeit. A ben was mechabit his mama. That's what Yiddishkeit meant. I saw my hoodie. People said all the corny jokes to hoodie. All the corny, your parents coming, all the corny, as if like you're the first guy to think of that joke. If I'm a little salty, like we're salty in our family. Like, the next, I promise Chaim Guri didn't make the joke to Hudi. Don't be bad. If you made the joke, you're wonderful. But each guy made the joke to Hudi. Do you know what it meant that he sat there holding his mother's hand? He also has a mother, by the way, has a mother, and he sat with my wife. He sat with his mom, and they held hands. They were I promise they were enjoying each other. Just stop. They were hanging. He has a mother also, and his son. That's what life is about. And those are big moments of gratitude. You're tapping into godliness. We were created for mitzvahs. And a ben being mechab, we learn. That's what we learn in Torah. And the Torah brings to Yidden who are shaykh to mitzvahs. The Torah teaches us what the mitzvah is, and the Torah prepares the Yid to be present by a mitzvah. I just watched them; they were very, very close, enjoying each other. Nothing more, nothing less, like everybody else. And a son and a mama enjoying each other, and a son appreciative. Mama, thanks for coming. I spoke to Chaim and Shlomo's mother. I spoke today. I call her all the time. She helps out with the yeshiva. So, of course, I was nudging her about 4 different things. I think it was 4 things today. And I wanted to, Tzamnach, I said, Chaim and Shlomo, she said she had time that she should have known about Parents' Day before she would have come. I felt badly. I asked Mechir to the dorm council. Rav Ezi pointed it out. His chevra, his chabur, they should have been. Next year, remind me, Rav Ezi. Avada, the dorm council's parents should come also. Why? It's not because the parents belong here, deserve it. People can thank the dorm council's parents and enjoy it. Remind me next year. Avi's mama should have been here. Avada. It's my mistayes mechilavi. No, it's pasha. Avada, at least given an invitation.
During the mother's meeting.
I'm sorry?
I'm not getting shit during the mother's meeting.
We'll figure out the schedule, you and I, Rav Ezi. But it's pasha. It's varim pshuta. So. It's true too. I thought of that. I didn't want to say it. I managed to. Yeah. Next year, like Rabbi Brownstein's mama is going to get an invitation. We want you to come. It's Parents' Day. It's Pasha. It's Varim Shut. It's Varim Shut. Raizon's parents going to get an invitation. Rav Ezi be on my case. It's Varim Shut. Everybody gets the invitation. Parents are coming. The Alu parents. That's it. The bottom line is that I want to read a Gemara. If you understand it much more pneumistic, you'll understand the Gemara. It's so cool. The more you understand, you can learn Torah. If you tap into deeper worlds, Torah opens up. Can I learn a Gemara with the Chevra? If Kibbut Av'aim's an external, be good to your parents. Okay, be a good boy. You're not tapping in to gratitude, to the appreciation of where I come from. I watched yesterday. I watched Yuri Longer with his parents. They were here from the latest. I watched him hanging with his parents. It was just delightful to see. It was delightful to see. I appreciate you a lot, and you come from somewhere. Then to hang with the Tata and Mama, it was delightful. Your parents enjoyed yesterday, Yuri? Yeah. You know why? Because they like hanging with their son. Nothing more, nothing less. Well, people are going to ask that. What was it like? It was electric. What was electric? We hung with our son. We like our son. He likes us. Listen to a Gemara, Yuri. If we could tap into gratitude, to being grateful, and there's a journey to such, to gratitude, and we could tap in to a place of connection to our son, please listen to a Gemara Kedushin. The Gemara Kedushin says, it's a Gemara Lamed Aleph Amud Beis. Did somebody just say where? Lamed Aleph Amud Beis. The Gemara Lamed Aleph Amud Beis says as follows. The Gemara says about Avimi. Yom Echad, one day. This Gemara is a story about Avimi and his father Reb Avo. So Yom Echad, one day, Amar le Yishkai and Maya. Reb Avo says to his son, can I have a glass of water? Reb Avo asked his son, Avimi, is it shaykh you bring me a glass of water? He asked for a drink. He asked for a drink from his son. So he said, Ishkai and Maya. He said, can I have a glass of water? So, so it sounds like Reb Avo wanted a glass of water. So Avimi, his son, was bringing his tata a glass of water. Mitzvah d'oraisa, kibbut avim. When he got back to bring his father the glass of water, a geschmack, a cold glass of water, I picture good ice cubes in there, good cold drink of water. Nimnam, Rabbi Avo had fallen asleep. So I picture the scene. Avimi is standing, he has a glass of water, and he comes back to give it to his father, and his father had fallen asleep. He's at the table, he's out cold. He falls asleep. Anybody can picture. I picture my precious grandmother falling asleep at the Shabbos table. I always think that will never happen to you. Then like Friday night, we're late night, we're talking like on the couch, and the next thing I know, I'm sleeping in the middle of the conversation. I don't know if I was in the middle of talking or somebody in the family. I'm like, shoot, it's officially you're above 40 when you start to have challenges that you find yourself. It means you're putting a good work week. What can I say? So here, Rabbi Avo falls asleep. And his son, Avimi, has a glass of water for his father. Says the Gemara, Gochin Kayale Adi Atayr. He could have, his father's sleeping. He comes and his father's sleeping, so put down the glass and go back to playing exploding cats. I don't know, do your thing. The Seder, you put down the thing, you put down the cup, and you get back to the Geval, do what you want, and the father wakes up. Put the cup near him. What does Avimi do? He stays in, it doesn't say how long his father slept for, but Gachin, he leaned over holding it like this the entire time his father was sleeping. He stayed there like this. Now why did he do that? Very funny kibbut aveim. The Gemara is describing Avimi's kibbut aveim, that he leaned over adi tayr. He leaned over holding it until his father woke up. Now what type of kibbut aveim is it? What's that? What's he doing? What he's doing is, Mistama, is that if his father wakes up and he sees the glass there, so it's embarrassing. He fell asleep. There you go again. And you were caught falling asleep, being old. So Avimi stands there the whole time. When his father wakes up, what's the first thing? You guys know the first thing. You know when you have that feel, you ever put down your head in the base medrash and then you feel like you fell? Don't make like I'm the only guy this happened to. You feel like you fell and you wake up, you like jump up. The first thing you do is you look around. Did anybody see me act so weird? And all of us around quickly look away. Quick look away to make sure. You're embarrassed, very embarrassing. The ski season's about to start. Let's talk honestly. When you have a really bad fall, what's the first thing you do before you check if you're alive? You check if anybody saw whether I'm alive or dead. I'll check second. I'm not sure on this world which limbs are still around. The first thing you do is, did anybody see your crazy fall? Step 2 is, am I alive and what limbs are still functional? Those are like the order of the event, but the first thing we care about is, did anybody see? So he's by his father, and his father fell asleep again. If he puts it down and leaves, when his father wakes up, the glass is there. He's like, oh, busted, Dad, you fell asleep again. So Avimi brilliantly, in great respect to his father, and not wanting his father sensitive mamish to any feelings of, you're an old man, you're chatzi mace, you're like barely with us. No, Dad, you're alive. You're precious. You're not half gone from this world. You're ever important. And mamish protecting his father's prestige, he keeps bent over with the glass. So his father wakes up, he's like, shoo, oh, nick of time, just takes it. The father, like, picture the father so smoothly, bravo, like smoothly taking the glass and drinking. Oh, my son didn't catch me this time falling asleep. This way, he doesn't feel in any which way. Such a beautiful. So, Avimi, what a kibbut aveim. What an incredible kibbut, respect of his father, that it shouldn't be for a second. So he leans over, waiting with the cup the entire time. It's a half-hour dremel. He's there the whole time. His father wakes up, and in the nick of time, his father sees the glass and just takes it and drinks. What a kibbut av. Says the Gemara, Istaya Milsa. He had a siyata d'shmaya, but I should have made it tea. What drink did I say? Oh, it's cold. Maybe it was an iced tea he made him this time. You never know. It's a good shaila. If it was like a hot tea and it's like ice cold, it's like something funny about this. Listen, maybe the urn didn't work that Shabbos. L'maisa, he waited over him that he wakes up and he was right there. Istaya Milsa, says the Gemara, Yad Siyata D'Shmai, and he thought of something in Torah. Listen to this, Chevra. Here's what I want to share with the Chevra. He has a Siyata D'Shmaya. There was something bothering him in learning Torah, that he had been bothered for a long time, and while he's leaning over his tata waiting, he has a Siyata D'Shmaya, and he figures out Pshat in a Pasuk. What Pasuk does he figure out? The Darish Avimi Mizmar La'asif. He Darish and Mizmar La'asif. If I could see properly, I'll tell you what kapitel till Mizmar La'asif is. You help me here, because I'm out of my glasses. And I can't, what Tillim is that? Ayin Tes. Kapitel Ayin Tes, he darshans. So let's look at Ayin Tes kapitel. Many of us are saying in this matzah that we find ourselves. In kapitel Ayin Tes, in Psalms, Ayin Tes. What's the big idea that Psalms are spelled P.S.? Who thought of that? Why is it spelled like that? But anyway, okay. Thought I'd ask. Shlomo, what's the big idea with that silent P? Dubi, what's the pshat in that? Always throws me off. Anyway. What? It's a forced chill, no, Dan?
Yeah, sure.
How do you spell Psalms?
P-S-A-L-M-S.
What's the P doing there? Psalms. I hear the L is a little bit... Anyway, psychology has the same problem. You need a therapist to figure out the missing P. What?
Yacht's the worst.
Yacht. You're right, yacht. Like, where's the C? Big cashes, big cashes. Okay, anyway, so kapitel, tell him. Is there ever a letter in Lashon Kodesh that you don't say? It's like a silent letter. I know Moshe Yes used to say, my name is Moshe Yes. That's Y-E-S-S. The last S is silent. That's what they always would say. The last S is silent. Okay, I thought that was funny. Anyway, Kapitel Ayin Tes. Anyway, Yosef Aaron, Kapitel Ayin Tes. So David HaMelech brings it to him. Mizmar La'asif. A song from Asaf. Who was Asaf, guys? Who was Asaf? One of Korach's sons, I think. So a song from Asaf, and then the song is a very sad song. Elokim bo goyim benachlasecha. On Simchas Torah, this is the Tilim Kuf Beis. I told you my story 1,000 times. What?
Just Google what it says it was.
What does it say?
It says it comes from the Greek word P-S-A-L-M-O-S. Song to a harp.
To?
To a harp.
Really? That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. Alehi goyin b'chinar. It says to sing along with an instrument. So he said that Psalms is to sing with an instrument. I don't know why, but he said the original word, we pronounce the P, and it means to sing with an instrument. Alehi goyin b'chinar. There's a big mile. It's cool the one who sings with an instrument taught us this. But there's a big mile. Alehi goyin b'chinar. Goyin's the voice with an instrument. It's a big mile. The voice with an instrument. Yeah, there's Torah on that. Why there's such a mile of that? But okay. Kitzur Advarim like this. So the song of Asaf, and his song is about a very sad event. Bo goyim benachlasecha. Goyim came to your land, to your nachla. Timu es heichal kachecha. They will metame your inner sanctuary, your holy sanctuary. They made Yerushalayim le'iyim. They turned Yerushalayim. They destroyed Yerushalayim. They gave the nivlas. It speaks about a very sad story of the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. And Avimi, while he's leaning over, waiting for his father to wake up, says, why is this a song, Yuri longer? A song of Asaf? This is tragic. It's not a song. It should be a wailing. It should be Kino Asaf. Songs are happy. Songs are positive. A mizmar, a zemer, is a very happy song. A zemer is very, very happy. A matter of fact, in a shira and a zemer is like the high part. A zemer is like the strongest, most intense part of a song. When it like hits home, that's a zemer. Mizmar, a zemer la'asaf. This is not a good song. This is the destruction of the temple. And Avimi was bothered by, why is it called a mizmar? Why is there a song about this? And while he's leaning over his father, he thinks of pshat. And his pshat is, my wife and I, when Yisrael Meir was born, he was in the NICU. And I remember Moshe and I were recently talking about it. Every breath, we were nervous. We were scared stiff. every breath we were like cheering on. We were just davening and hoping. And he would breathe. We'd watch the machine with his breathing. We were like nervous. During that week in the hospital, our car was smashed twice. My van was once in the park. Both times I wasn't in the van. I was in the parking lot of the hospital. I come down the van as somebody hit and run, smashed it hard. Then I was in the parking lot of CVS, smashed. I told, our guys are the smartest people in the world, some of the smartest people in the world. One of the guys in the yeshiva told me that everybody knows you never park in a hospital parking lot. It's a good dvar chachma. He told me because people are very anxious and in rushes and overwhelmed. People who know, I learned that better if you could park outside, it might be better. I don't know if you have to be paranoid. Lamaisa, my car was smashed twice. And my wife and I both had the reaction we learned from Asaf. We both said, God, beat the brains out of my van and just give me my son. That there's a certain aspect, and says Tosfos, Hashem's letting his anger at Eitzim Vavanim and not touching us. Now, what does it mean? So don't let your anger out at all. Of course, what it means is Hashem's being ma'ayir us. We need a certain arousal of tshuva. And Churban Beis Hamikdash is Hashem trying to give bracha to us and waking us up. And there's an aspect of bracha in Churban Beis Hamikdash. And that's why it's a song. Now, Chevra, very superficial. He's doing Kibbut Avim. So Hashem tells him a pshat in Torah. Chevra, it's time to get deeper. It's time not to be so superficial. Do you think it's just cute? He's in the middle of Kibbut Avim and he gets a pshat in a pasuk. That's Geshmak. Geshmak is zach. Things are much more exact. When he comes to a madregan being mechabed of his tata, and he's caring for the covet of his tata, and he's appreciating even the most minutest area of the covet of his father, and Eureka, his father in heaven, he sees the love of his father in heaven, and something which looked like a negative, he understands that it's a song. While he's mechabed aviv and all the work necessary to appreciate a tata, that means you appreciate you're important. That means you appreciate where you come from. And at that moment, he's zoichet to chap that even what looked negative from Avinu Shebashamayim is a song. It's positive. Mizmar la'asiv yedezach from the Ba'ir Olam is l'toiv. Hashem's being ma'ayir us, but it's a vada, a song. It's not a coincidence. At the point he worked on himself and came to Madregas in Kibbut Av, he was zoichet to a tif havana in his Avinu Shebashamayim l'tzatoiveseinu Mizmar la'asiv. Even what looked like Hashem was doing bad to us, he was able to comprehend it's a song. It's all Chesed Hashem, and he was able to feel it and experience it while he's leaning over, being mechabed his father. Naira, because there was a pneumistic madrega of Kibbut Av, a gratitude, a koras hatoiv, a kara and a tata, and what it, in the dignity of a father. At that moment, he was zoichet to giluyim, to a revelation of our tata loves us. He was zoichet to feel and experience the ava of the av leben. When he was zeichet to zushtel and to be mechabed, the respect of a ben la'av, the gratitude of a ben la'av, he was zeichet to experience the av of an av leben, and how far, and the love is forever, and the love is always. It was an exact midah keneged midah that he was zeichet to unleash in the world. So I want to say on this, the day after Parents' Day, I want to say us to all. I want to say to every single one of us, we have to stop with the shame, the guilt. I'm not mechabed my parents. We're not talking about going home and just certainly externally. One toolbox is serve and you'll feel something. That's a tool. But I don't want that to be the only tool. I'm talking about working through each of us in our own stories, our own journeys, our own sugyas that cause blockages for good reasons, for reasons that Hashem put us in. Because that's our journey to Kibbut Avim. There's a journey to Kibbut Avim. But I ask us all, remind us all, that we want to journey to that place inside of us that allows us the akaras hatoiv, the gratitude, the appreciation, the celebration of those who brought us to this world. For we are important, and the people who brought us here, Nachbadei Aretz, from the most important people in the world, because they brought me here. So I wanted to see if all of us could really engage in that journey of gratitude to our parents, of finding that place inside of us. I have spoke to many, my bracha, most of the guys here are not married yet. My dream is before you walk down the aisle to the chuppah, but you better start now. You can't start. Guys always ask a week before the chasna, no, what should I do? I want to tell you now. You're holding a few weeks before your chasnas, maybe a few dozen weeks before your chasnas, that's fine, but you're holding before your chasna. My dream is before you walk down the aisle, everybody here comes to a chasna and you see the external moment of the chassan walking down the aisle. Now life's about to change. When you get married, they're still your parents. There's gratitude forever. But a person, you're going to leave your parents with davak bishta. You're going to cleave to your wife. One day, there is no struggle in the world. My wife and my mama. Your wife is first, second, third, fourth, fifth. There's no struggle. It's your wife. It's counterintuitive. You know your mama many years and your wife for a few moments. Your wife is first a pasuk in the Bible. Your parents are huge. You always keep it avim. But a wife is first. Person leaves his parents with davak bishta and cleaves to his wife. And he's about to begin a new reality. Still, respect and kibbut avim is for all of life. Closeness to his parents all his life, but a new reality of davak bishta, of yazay v'esav v'esimay, and his wife, davak bishta. My dream for everybody here is before that moment, and they walk down the aisle, and he comes to a new reality. And it's not just when you see the parents, the guys here are too pneumistic. When you see the parents walk them down the aisle, there's deep things going on, deep pneumistic things. It's not just like it's not just some external formality. Thank you, Rabbi Shlita. It's not a formality. A nice show, a display. They're walking down and they hand her to the kala. I love what Sfardim do. I don't know the halacha, Maish. I want all the kids to do them in a Sfardi. You have to marry Sfardish girls to do it. I don't know, Maish. I'm confused. What I see, the Svardim, guys in yeshiva have done this. It's electric. Is the chassan walks to the middle and then walks the rest of the aisle. He asks rishus, gets a brach from the parents, and then they walk together. Even the Ashkenaz, that the parents bring, and then the chassan and kala together, and the parents move away, and the chassan and kala, there's a transfer. There's something really happening. It's a pasuk. Ken yazid, souls are bonding. There's a focus. He now is married to this isha, and focus there. My dream for every guy here is there are moments before this alone, before you walk down the aisle with a son and his parents. And a person could get to a place, and this is a process, where he looks his parents in the eyes and is full of gratitude. But brimming with gratitude, he has to resolve and work out and heal and all the sugyas that to be at a moment of a powerful moment, looking his father in the eye and like full of gratitude. You brought me to this moment. You brought me here. You put me in this world. Brought me to this world, and to his mama and tata, full of gratitude. Don't wait. That moment should be like to the end of the world. It takes a lot of work. There's much work for that. And I don't say just that, don't settle just for that moment. We have to begin a process. So that's why I didn't want to speak before the parents came. Show respect to the parents, clean up the dorms. Though that would be a process of that. That's chitzonis, meres, pnimis. Okay, so next time they come, clean up the dorms. But that's important. And I'm not mocking the chitzonis, meres, pnimis. But I don't either want to, I want to be ma'ira the pnimis. So I say to us all, this precious mitzvah of kibbut avim, all of us should have the siyata d'shmaya in an emestic way to appreciate from where we come, to appreciate our parents who brought us here, and to have all the work and remove all the blockages that allow us to be mechabed our parents, to respect and appreciate and celebrate and have a gratitude. The chinuch, I keep saying, if you're wondering, the Torah says respect, and I keep saying gratitude. The chinuch says that the shirish of the mitzvah is gratitude, is akaras hatov. The respect, the chinuch says the shirish, apimi, is the gratitude that one has to his parents. And this mitzvah is chamuras, that all of us can work on a journey of appreciation and celebrating and connecting in a deep and profound way. Mitzvah chamuras. You're unleashing very deep things inside of ourselves. You're unleashing gratitude. You're unleashing a sense of your own value. Nobody can be mechabed their parents without a sense of their own value. That would be part of the journey to keep it avim. If somebody feels not worthless, they can't be mechabed, because their whole word of kibbut is the gratitude that I'm here. I'm here is valuable, important, eternal. So there's a lot that lies in there. It's cool that at the moment that Avimi was zeichet to reach madregas, like a beautiful madrega kibbut aveim, he was zeichet to tremendous giluyim in our Vinu Shebashamayim's love for us. At that point that he resolved so much and brought out so much gratitude to his tata, he was zeichet to understand deep love that Hashem has for us. As we get to those places and resolve those things, we're able to be a ben la'avinu, and as such receive the ava of the la'av leben, the tremendous ava that exists from la'av leben. So I felt after Parents' Day to speak about the beautiful sugya of kibbut aveim, to try to minus all the things that make us feel uncomfortable. Those are the areas to roll up our sleeves and resolve it as part of our mitzvah of kibbut aveim, to get to our places of kibbut aveim, each one in their own way, each one with their own journey and story of getting to that place of kibbut aveim, but to come to that amazing place that we're shaykh to. When we come there, we get all of us. I think the schar of kibbut aveim says a person has arichas yamim b'shanim, and here in the kedushin it sounds like this. Avimi was zeichet to giluyim. He was zeichet to tremendous giluyim in madregas and Hashem's love of us. So I wonder that the zchus of kibbut aveim, it sounds here, gives siyata d'shmaya, not just to figure out Torah, but specifically to figure out something look like the Tata's not into me. Hashem's not into me. And it was Megala, Hashem's more into you. He's busy with you. He's heaping love on you. And that which he had kashas, it should say kinalas, if he had kashas on difficult things, all of a sudden it was Megala, it's all the taiv. I say to us as a nation, we're in a state where we want to see that tava of Hashem. We want to feel Bigali, the kindness of Hashem. So here we have one path. We're looking for things to be Megala, the covet of Hashem, to feel it and experiencing it. Kibbut aveim. Here in this sugya, kibbut aveim was a pathway for Avimi to be Megala, Mizmar Lasif, not Kina Lasif, to feel and experience the kindness of Hashem. So all of us should be zeichet to madregas, to be mechazik madregas. Of course, external actions help a lot. And then we have to ask ourselves and do all the work that's necessary to get to kibbut aveim, the inner work that's certainly part of the mitzvah d'oraisa, all the inner work we do towards getting to that place of appreciation. That's what I wanted to share with the chevra. Yesterday, I was looking around the room, the Beis Medrash yesterday, and seeing a room full of banim with their parents was delightful. Seeing here the Schiller Mishpacha sitting right here, I'm thankful your parents came, and you're with your parents, Danny. They've been an important part of the yeshiva for many, many years. Which simcha did we make Motzei Shabbos, and the Schillers ran from Muncie and came? We made a kiddush or something for some surprising reason. Was that for Rena's birth? That's 15 years ago. Did I know? Shimmy here. We made a simcha on a Motzei Shabbos, and the Schiller Mishpacha came to our simcha on a Motzei Shabbos. Maybe. They came to a simcha that was a hard time to come, and they came out of gratitude. I should remember what simcha, but I'm appreciative to that. The Chevra knows Zusha's song yet? Does everybody know? I like that nigga, but I want to hear the Chevra could sing. We've been successful at listening to Chaim and Shlomo sing. It sounds gorgeous. Could we try as a whole tzibur to sing it? Let's try, Chevra, and see if we sound good singing it. Chaim, can you start us off? Let's try. Beautiful. We did it. We did it together as a group. Yashik, we'll get to second Seder. The high, right? Yeah. It's a high part.